Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
And a long time plan. From the bright lights flashing down in Old Sin City to a 2-drink minimum in the town so great. Punch non-stop on the interstate. Truck stop coffee keeping us awake. Midwest roads, yeah, we know them well. From Des Moines to Chi, got stories to tell. Late nights, bright lights, open mic fights. Killing on stage, then it's back to the flight. From the cornfields to the Vegas Strip. Ain't no stage where we don't fit. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside. Where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the neon glow to the small town dive. Comedy's the road that keeps us alive.
Hello everybody.
There we go. I gotta back up a little bit.
Billy and
My
Willie's
face is
workshop.
overwhelming the screen. I gotta get back farther.
You fucking, I heard you right before we started say something like
My face is just getting. Do you remember the old commercial where the little boy got stuck in the Pepsi bottle? That's what I'm starting to look like. Like I'm just smashed into a Pepsi bottle.
Or how
Face is
about
goddamn big?
how about Martin that show, that movie Pure Luck, where Martin Short gets stung by a bee?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How
So
you doing?
anyway,
Hi, you. It looks like Jiminy Glick's in there.
yeah. Jiminy Glick. We're talking to Bill Blank. Let me ask you a question, Bill. I've been working on my Jiminy Glick.
See, you got just as many impressions as I do.
I don't know. No, I bet you, but your impressions are based right on
It's
on
just
the guy from Buffalo Bill.
yeah,
and
it's
then
a
we go from there.
spectrum. It's a Buffalo Bill spectrum.
We start there, and move around it.
A little bit of Forrest Gump, a little bit of Nicolas Cage in Con Air.
Have you ever done an impression on stage?
No.
I mean, I've used voices on stage, but I never ever said that. I do an
changed my
impression.
voice, or
Mhm.
Speaking of which, when so our intro right there, right?
Yeah.
Like you remember when we were filming that and making our little promo commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you remember what you said right there?
No.
You don't?
No.
Damn it! I was trying to remember. I wonder if
I
Chris
can't.
remembers, because like I remember I was doing, because we were just like talking so that we
Yeah.
had, it's not like it was from a show, right?
Right.
It
Yeah.
looked like it was from a show,
Yeah.
but I remember I was telling the Grand Canyon joke. The fucking
Oh, I think I was just doing a good night, thank you kind of. I don't even know. I don't
you
know
didn't, yeah, you did good night, but you did like
I did a
like
stupid ass
one
joke.
word punchline.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was making me laugh when I was watching it when we started, because you did like, oh man, I wish I could remember what you said, because it was like action, and you're like, fucking robbed her. Good night, everybody.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. What's the one that everybody does? And what the fuck?
Wrecked them, damn near killed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw somebody was doing white people. It was these two black dudes I saw on a reel, and I wish I could remember who they were, but it was cracking me up because they were doing white people sayings.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw that. I think I saw that too. It was a stand-up comic.
Screwed the pooch.
Exactly. Yeah. The white guys always have that. It doesn't matter what you say as long as you use the white guy voice. Yeah.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. For crying out loud.
Yeah. My dad.
Jesus Christ on a cracker. That kind of shit.
Yeah, what the fuck's that one?
I don't know.
My old man used to throw out morphodite, son of a bitch. He would say that all the time. And to this
What's
day,
morphodite?
I have no idea what it means. I've no
what's
idea.
funny is sometimes you say things that you can remember from your childhood and you don't know where you got it from. But I say it every time I get pissed off, like when I'm gambling. I always say motherless whore. And I don't know where I came up. I mean, but it's been a saying I've used ever since I was young. You motherless whore.
I think I remember somebody saying son of a motherless whore. Calling someone the son of a motherless whore.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
That's one of my things. I
remember in Three Amigos they said son of a motherless goat. Son of a motherless goat.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing I say all the time, and I know I've been saying it ever since I was a kid. Like I must have heard it when I was like 10 or something.
I think what happened with Chris's dad is either Chris's dad misheard something, or Chris misheard it as a kid and always thought
that could be true.
Because morphodite, son of a bitch, sounds like someone called somebody hermaphrodite.
Well, I was going to say, somebody had a beef with a carny back in the 60s.
And somebody just decided it was morphodite, just heard morphodite and never knew what it was.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, that hermaphrodite son of a bitch. And they were probably trying to say the fucking dude had both a vagina and balls or something.
Do you remember your father cussing as a kid or having a saying? See, now my dad, being who he was, I only heard him cuss a few times. And one of the times I heard him cuss, I remember he got indicted for murder because he yelled at a guy on the phone. He said, "You don't know who you're fucking with. I'll fucking bury you." And hung up the phone. And then 2 days later, this guy got shot in Chicago and killed. The next thing I know, my dad was indicted for murder. But that was like the only time I ever heard him cuss. He never cuss. Around our house, you couldn't cuss. It was crazy. I mean, there was no. I mean,
that generation. You weren't supposed to cuss in front of women.
Yeah. Well, my mom was around all the time, so maybe.
Like I remember my grandpa getting pissed off, like if you cussed around my grandma. Like I never.
Yeah.
As a kid, I didn't cuss around my grandparents ever.
Me neither. I mean, that was nothing you ever thought about.
Yeah, and I wasn't allowed to cuss in my house.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, I was actually pretty good. You know what? I really never cussed around older people or children until I had my own child, and then I start cussing. You know what I mean? I remember. I mean, my daughter. I mean, I can remember her pissing me off when she was little, and I'd look at her and go, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like 9, you know. And
I didn't give a shit either.
Yeah,
like I always thought language was a dumb thing to worry about.
I think you know what? As I look back, it is a dumb thing to worry about.
Yeah, so my parents didn't start cussing like for real until I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they were like hanging out with other parents who said fuck and stuff like that. So all of a sudden,
well, you know,
they started weird talking like that.
I mean, isn't that weird? I mean, because I find myself doing that. I mean, it's kind of weird. You can be hanging around certain people, and all of a sudden you find yourself just in a fuck fest. You just keep, you know what I mean? I like my friends from the South Side growing up. I mean, I get with them now, and this motherfucker's fucking, you know what I mean? And then certain other people, I just don't, in a normal conversation, doesn't come up.
You guys, the old Italian guys like to call people dirty.
Yeah, you dirty motherfucker.
You guys, these dirty fucking.
Oh yeah, and they really put the emphasis on it too.
Yeah,
so you can feel the disdain. You dirty. That girl's a dirty.
These dirty fucking North Siders.
Well, you hung around one of the icons of one of the best cussers in the world.
PJ Renzo.
There was nobody better. He was his cussing was an art form. Yeah.
PJ, I didn't start saying cunt until I was around PJ. Right. PJ threw cunt around it was nothing, and so then I started using it freely because I love that word.
Yeah, I didn't start cussing like that until I started hanging around. I was hanging around Conor McGregor, and then I started using it quite a bit. But,
and that's what I love is. I was watching Patty the Baddie talk.
Patty the Baddie Pimlet. He's what a goofy looking son of a bitch, and he's bad as hell.
What his favorite cuss word was, and he was like, "Oh, that's easy, can't."
Now, you know what's funny? I've never
so-
said that word on stage.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I mean,
Not true. I have said it on stage to a heckler, like a drunk lady heckler.
because I think, I mean, if you were to ask me what the worst word in the world is, and I don't know why I think that, but that word,
In America, it is.
yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah,
But that's what Patty was talking about. He's
Yeah.
like, in fucking London, that's a term of endearment.
yeah. I mean, I think like Prince Charles calls his kids that and shit. I mean, that's
Well,
not a big deal.
Like when we see our friends, like our friends walk into a bar in an endearing way, we like, look at you motherfuckers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's in London when his friends walk in the bar, they're like, hey, you fucking cunts, get over here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
what did I saw a show the other day, and somebody said the word cunty, and it was an American guy.
I say cunty all the time.
But I mean, it was a guy that normally doesn't cuss, but
Yeah.
he said that, you know, and it was like, because that word just hits you hard. I don't know if it's just me, because, you know.
Well, that's why I love it so much,
Yeah.
because, you know, growing up in my neighborhood and around the East Siders and the North Siders, and you know, like, these women will try to fucking provoke you, like,
Yeah.
you
These women will. You sound like you're going to court for
like
for
like my son's mom.
Yeah.
Like, we would be fighting,
Mhm.
and she would basically be daring me to hit her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, because they know you can't.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
And I don't say that to say that I wish I could.
Yeah.
I mean, her, like, I don't know, maybe one time just to see how far I could make her fly across the room or something. That's just for shits and giggles. But no, like, I'm just saying, that's the type of self-control you have to have. Like, never.
Yeah.
Like, she would get in my face. She would shove me. You know, like, I've had women hit me in the face, like, fist
me too,
in the face as hard as they can, right?
Yeah.
I've never raised my hand. I've never.
You know, that's why
right?
when you gamble in Vegas and you play blackjack and you get a 17, that's
Yeah.
called the ex-wife hand. You know why?
Why?
Because you want to hit it, but you can't.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know what?
But
But
yeah,
that's
so-
the thing else.
so
But
here's
that
my
word,
point.
Yeah.
That's why as soon as the only way, the closest thing we can get to hitting them in this situation is to call them a cunt.
Yeah, because that word,
Like,
that word, it has.
It
you know, you can call
actually
some-
physically it's like you
it
hit him in the
crunches them
stomach.
up. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, you know what's weird
me.
too? It's like the word pussy. Like everybody calls somebody a pussy, and you can
Yeah.
say you're a pussy, and that kind of, and now the word it's the same word. I mean, it means the same thing, but said it doesn't have any of the impact of the other word. Not at all.
Well, and I love calling a man a cunt too.
Oh, that's what I mean. You can call a guy
Yeah.
pussy, and you call him a cunt. And it's like,
I remember
we're fighting. Yeah.
I was at a bar one time, and I was outside smoking with people, right? And this dude asked this chick if she'll give him a cigarette.
Yeah.
So she gives him a cigarette, and she said something to him, and he was like, all of a sudden just was a dick. Like, after she just gave him a cigarette, he's like, oh, I'm good, fuck good. Like, I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you stupid cunt? Like,
and
he was like, cunt? What? And I was like, yeah, you stupid fucking cunt.
So, well, God, we had to go because that escalates fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, that's that word above all the other ones in the United States. That's the word where you said, like, you do it over in England, and it's
And that's what Patty was saying. He goes, in America, you say it, people are, oh my God. Oh.
Well, I can remember when I was first starting in comedy, you know, back in the 80s, bitch was like, you know, you throw bitch out there every once in a while. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a word that they, like, nowadays everybody says it. But back then, you know, it was a very well planned bitch in your act would be like, ooh, you know.
I'm just waiting for like if when I do this open bar special,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I'm sure, like, if I do this open bar special, I don't know how. I don't play. I don't. I mean, I don't expect it to go like crazy or anything, but I do imagine that more people are gonna see that than have ever seen anything else.
Exactly.
I've ever
Sure.
done, right.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm just waiting because I've been doing that joke about cleaning up a homeless bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just keep saying bitch like the whole bit. I just homeless bitches and fucking whatever. And so I'm waiting to get some comments or emails or something about calling women bitches. I don't know.
But it just doesn't hold. It just doesn't hold the salt like it used to. I mean, that used to be, because now everybody's,
I'm a misogynist.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the worst word that you dropped and your parents lost their mind?
Well, I mean, I never cussed around. My dad died when I was 11, so I never said anything around him. But my mother, I'm sure as I got older, I probably said fuck a few times. But I mean, I grew up an Italian kid with my mother was a saint, so I kind of was always on my best behavior around her.
I kind of sort of called my mom a cunt once.
God, you talk about. I got my mother. I got her like my mom's a saint. I got a statue of her, Saint Carmela, and I'm basically saying, well, really trying to watch her.
I think I one time at home called somebody a faggot in front of my dad, and I never seen him lost his mind any faster than that. Yeah, that was.
Did he come out?
I was probably 8 or 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I mean, I could have said any other word, he wouldn't react, but he was absolutely. I don't ever want to hear that word come out of your mouth again.
Why?
His father was closet gay. But
yeah, because I mean, was it because he was homophobic? Do you think, or because
no? My dad was always supportive of gay people. Like he
was.
Yeah, okay. And I think that was it. I think he knew how offensive it was.
Well, that's nice.
Okay, so he must have had like a close gay friend or something.
He was not very happy.
Well, but to be his age, and feel that way, he must have had a real close friend. My dad was very progressive.
Like he didn't use the N-word. You didn't any of that stuff. But yeah,
that what was his background to be like that? You think
he lived on the East Side, grew up on the East Side?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was he in the military or anything?
Nope. No.
Man,
Yeah, my dad was always a progressive guy. Like I remember him always standing up for people that couldn't defend themselves, and was very liberal and things like that. He'd have hated Trump, by the way, hated him.
Like, if my father was alive, Trump might be dead already. So, oh well.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember. I distinctly remember it because there was this time period where my parents were like kind of interfering in my ability to parent my kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like just overstepping some boundaries,
How old was Billy at the time?
Kindergarten, first grade, second grade-ish, that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And they were fighting with, my ex-wife now, fighting with her about something, and my mom was just being a fucking
it's twice now.
But I didn't that's why I said kind of sorta.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really call her one. I was saying she'd been acting like a cunt for like a month or something like that. And I just remember her saying you would call your own mother. And of course I'm just like, yeah. Fuck.
Can you imagine if this show had to go out on regular air right now, we get more beeps than The Sopranos on A&E.
That's what makes it good. All the clips that I do, I purposely bleep it out because I think it's funnier.
Yeah.
It's just fucking beep commas.
So, I mean, how'd you resolve this with your parents with as far as Billy was concerned? Did they finally just back off, or did they let you finally just?
I mean, for the most part, like,
Yeah,
I stuck to my guns.
yeah.
I didn't.
You've always been an involved father. I mean, you've always been
Yeah,
there
and
for
so
your
that's why
son.
I
Yeah,
would get pissed off because
yeah.
I would get treated like I wasn't. I would
Oh,
get
see
treated like
that
I was a deadbeat.
you know what? Nothing worse in the world than somebody tell you that you're not, that you don't care enough about your
Yeah,
own kid.
and
That
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 was
that'll turn you. That'll turn you off. That'll make you
right,
crazy.
and those were the type of like implications I would get, and
Yeah.
and it
Mhm.
was a whole big web of shit. It was my son's mom. Like there was a point where, so my son would go to my parents' house
Mhm.
after school when I wasn't around, right?
Mhm.
Uh, well, eventually my ex-wife and I, right before we got remarried, we moved like 5 houses down from my parents.
Oh wow.
And so all my 2 stepkids and my son were all going to the same school.
Yeah.
And when
So
we
you
first
just
moved there, my son would want to come to my house every day after school and play and
yeah.
whatever, which was
Right.
fantastic. That was kind of my motivation for
Sure.
moving,
Yeah.
right? That happened maybe 3 times before his mom was like, I need to know he needs on the days that aren't your day, he needs to stay at your parents' house.
Oh, wow.
Like he couldn't
Yeah.
come 5 houses
Yeah.
down the street, right?
No.
And then she wouldn't even let me pick him up from school unless it was my day. So I would have to,
Oh.
I was supposed to go up there and him get in my parents' car while I picked up my 2 stepkids from school.
Oh Jesus.
And my
That'd make you
parents were allowing this.
wow. See.
So
That guy.
I've lost my fucking mind.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question: is Billy, as a grown-up now, does he ever bring up times when does he ever bring up the situations growing up with you and saying, "Hey, should have done this," or "You did that"? Because my daughter does this to me all the time, jokingly. But my daughter will say stuff like to me, like, "Hey, Dad, you remember like when I was about 18 or 19 years old, and I got really skinny for a while there, and you were worried?" I said, "Yeah, I kind of." And she goes, "Yeah, that's because one Christmas we were eating, and I took the second helping, and you called me fat." I said, "I don't remember saying that."
Whoa.
Yeah, I said you're getting kind of chubby, or I don't know, but I'm like, I don't remember
So you
doing
gave
that.
her a fucking eating disorder for
Yeah.
a year?
Apparently, I don't know. I mean, she jokes about it, but it's like I think to myself, could I have been that callous to like a teenage girl that I would do that? I mean, I
Well,
don't
it would have
think.
been, you would have never done that on purpose ever.
No, I
Like you would
know.
have,
Does Billy ever
that was
come
just
back at you on
that was
stuff
a
and say,
tone
"Hey,
deaf
Dad"?
thing.
Yeah. Does he ever come back at you and say, "Hey, man, when I was growing up the one time you did this thing, and or you embarrassed me, or you're mean," or does he ever
Uh,
does he clap back at you at
yeah,
all?
I mean, the first time he got raped, he blamed me. But
I'm laughing, but
Every time I make a mark to clip something, and I think this is going to be gold, and then that shit happens every time.
what are you talking about? You thought we were gonna start getting philosophical?
Jesus Christ!
Oh God!
I was back here thinking at least he's going to say something like, "Well, I told him to quit being a cunt."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he mostly like he hates my ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
His former stepmother. He fucking hates her.
And by all rights, he should, because she did.
Yeah, well,
he did make his father a blithering cunt for a while there. So. Yeah, I was there, Billy. I was there.
Yeah, I remember being very, very angry at what I was reduced to.
So Billy ever talk about it? Does he ever say?
He brings up different things like that on occasion. He'll tell her a story.
Yeah.
But I don't think he holds a lot of it against me per se at this point. I mean, there might be some shit. I don't know.
Outward appearances, it looks like you got a really good relationship with him. So,
yeah, I mean, I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think we all had some shit with our parents, you know, and like the main thing with my parents that where I really got over the hump with everything, some of it got to where they kind of he got old enough to where they didn't have to, you know, to hear them. The reason they went along with what my ex-wife wanted was because they knew that she would take him away from him if they didn't.
Right. Okay.
You know, she would just use him as a weapon like she did against me.
Yeah.
That was the thing. So like I look back on things and then childhood included, where you just kind of realize like they did the best that they could with the tools they had.
Yeah, exactly.
And no matter what, like our relationship is, my mother especially.
Yeah.
I do know for a fact, no one in my life will ever love me as much as she does. Ever.
Yeah. Well, without a doubt, it's a mother's love. Can't beat that.
So like, whatever mistakes she's made, you know, none of it was intentional. None of it was made out of malice.
How do you feel about your two dads? You know? I mean, your biological and your step. I mean,
they're the greatest, both of them.
Both of them. Yeah.
I feel very fortunate to have had them both.
And was there ever jealousy between the two of them as far as like from affection from you? Like, did any of them ever feel slighted? You know what I mean? Like, you know,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And everybody was always pretty copacetic. I'll tell you one of the funniest fucking things that happened, because I get most of my sense of humor, I think, from my biological dad.
Yeah.
Like we kind of get each other, I think, in that way.
Yeah.
And you know, my stepdad also, he thinks I'm a riot, you know, like
I've seen him in shows. Yeah.
He makes me laugh too,
Yeah.
you know, but I think just kind of that ball busting, you know, like I was around my dad, around his friends a lot more than I was my stepdad around like his friends, you know what I mean? Like when you know, after softball games and stuff, busting balls and shit like that. So like there was one time we were at one of my son's baseball games, and I'm sitting there with my dad behind the backstop, and my other stepdad, shows up, and he goes and he's standing kind of by the dugout. And after like a couple of innings, I get up and go over there and talk to him for a bit, right?
Yeah.
And I came back, and a buddy of mine was with me too, and he was still sitting there with my other dad. And I come back, and my biological dad, he's like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh, I was over there talking to the dad that actually hugged me every once in a while."
Yeah, like a little 2.5 Men situation.
Yeah. And
do they get along?
Everybody laughed really hard. Yeah, they always got along. My dad was always respected. Both dads, yeah. And there's like a duality that I have, I think, because of them. Like,
does Billy feel the same way about both his grandpas?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, he loves both his grandpas for sure. And
you know, it's funny, like you and Billy. I mean, it's like me and my daughter. It's weird. You talk about sense of humor, like you had, like your father. My daughter and I have the same sense of humor, and it's kind of a weird. It's, you know, we laugh at, like, me and her and Jenny will be together, and we'll, you know, Claudia and I got this little off kilter kind of sense of humor that she gets from me. Yeah. That sometimes Jenny will look at it and go, I don't get it. I don't know what you know. But you know, it's kind of cool.
Being too mean.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of funny because we've talked about this before. Is sometimes you need to hang around comics just so you can kind of like get your groove.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'll be home with my wife, and I can remember back when I was doing comedy a lot. Sometimes I'd stay home and I'd be watching the show, and I'd say something, and my wife would go like, "Well, that's just rude." I'm like, you know, I don't need to hear. What I need is someone to tag what I just fucking said.
Yeah,
I don't need to know that was off kilter, or that was you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what comics, you got to do that every once in a while. You can be with somebody you love, but you got to be with people sometimes to let you just say what you got to say.
Well, that's why the green room's our favorite place to be. Just
you know what though, neither one of us though. I mean, like some people are comics, like they have to hang around comedians all the time. I don't need that.
No, I don't.
I like to have it every once, but we know a lot of guys that they just got to have it all the fucking time. I mean, just
if you think about it, if we were transplants, that's how we would be.
Yeah,
because that would be our friend group.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. Yeah,
but because we're in the town we grew up in, we've got our friends that we've had since we were kids.
Yeah.
So we don't need other comics to have friends.
I couldn't. I mean, maybe because I'm really old now, but I mean, just that whole busting chops every night. After a while, it's just fuck, it just wears you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
eventually, it's just it starts to really cut. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. Finally,
exactly.
you're just like, you guys. This actually really bothers me when you make old man jokes.
Yeah.
I
know you call me cut behind my back.
I don't sleep at night sometimes because I'm afraid I won't wake up. And you guys just keep making fun of me.
Yeah, I sleep like this at night.
Just fuck. Could you imagine? Willie!
Well, I sleep like that, but I have the CPAP mask on, so it's like if Bane was on his deathbed.
Do you have the CPAP mask?
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah. You have the full face or just the nose?
No, I had the full one. And it was killing me. I couldn't breathe at all. So now I got this little thing that goes just over my mouth, but I still look like Bane. I look like if Bane was in hospice.
It's because you're you're a mouth breather when you sleep, aren't you? I know. I've been in the car with you.
I know. Every comic that's ever been with me takes fucking pictures of me when I fall asleep.
A fucking mouth, because you look dead. When somebody's a mouth breather when they sleep, they look fucking dead.
I know. I wish I wasn't. I don't know how to stop it. I tried to put tape on my mouth. That don't work either. So
well, you must have your sinuses must be plugged up enough.
I've got a deviated septum. I'm supposed to go get that fixed, but I haven't done it yet.
Well, maybe that would take care of the problem.
I don't know. If it would, I would go do it.
Well, maybe it would, and you'd be able to fucking breathe when you sleep.
I'm just surprised every morning when I wake up. It's like, hey, here I am again. Oh God.
I got the CPAP, and it made it worse for me.
It's bad. I mean, I have to fight. I fight through it all the time, but it's just the fact that if I don't, I'm on the couch all the time, and I like sleeping in my bed, and I like sleeping next to my wife. So I put it on and I try to fight through it. I'll tell you the one thing it does do is I do go longer periods without waking up because I'm at that age where you have to get up like 5 times to pee, and I don't when I wear the thing. Because Haggerty, we were talking about one time. He says you don't wake up because you have to pee. You pee because you woke up, and that's it. And so if I can get into a little deeper sleep, I don't need to get up to pee. So, and that's what the CPAP helps me do.
Jesus, this might be the most geriatric fucking conversation we've ever had on this.
People will say, well, how was the show? Well, they said cunt a bunch, and then they talked about Willie having trouble sleeping.
And then diapers. And
depends.
So, for me, I didn't get any more sleep. I got less sleep.
Yeah. Did you have the full mask, or what'd you have?
I started with just the nose, and then I went and got the full mask because with just the nose, if you open your mouth, it feels like you're getting waterboarded. So you just fucking wake up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then I will sleep on my side a lot. And so like I'll turn to one side and all of a sudden it fucking starts beeping because it came out of my nose and shit.
Oh God.
It's just a fucking mess.
It's a horrible fucking thing.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck this fucking thing. I might as well just not wear it and get the same amount of sleep, be comfortable.
I had to go do that test where they say how many times you wake up at night. And they told me, they said they were surprised I'm still alive because they said you stop breathing like 40, 50 times a minute or something. It's just something horrible.
See, like I was just barely there.
No, I'm in Hall of Fame area.
Like they said, I think after 8 is where you have mild sleep apnea or something. Or so I can't remember what the number is, but I think I was at 11.
Oh, I was like at 85 or something. I mean, I'm something really ridiculous. So
I was just thinking, like, if I got some weight off or something.
Yeah, that me too. That would help also, but I just can't.
Well, my girlfriend says that I don't. She says she never wakes up.
Really?
I don't. She says I don't snore. My ex-wife said I snored like a fucking buzzsaw.
Well, your girlfriend might be the heroin addict or something, and just in a deep sleep doesn't hear you. I don't know, but that was my problem. My wife said, "Yeah, I can't sleep in a room with you because it's horrible." And I thought it ain't that bad, but then I taking people on the road with me, and they're like, "Holy Jesus, are you okay?" I was like, "Okay."
Taking pictures in the fuck.
That's the least of my problem. Yeah, there's like 20 comics with pictures of me like this. It's not nice.
It's too bad that it's a good thing you have all your teeth, because it'd be hilarious to have that fucking, like, if you had your teeth out, like in the fucking glass, and you're just like there's your fucking mouth. That'd be
it's like my father-in-law. He lost all his teeth, and he's 94. So it's funny because I like sometimes I'll go to feed, I give him something to eat. I'll give him a sandwich. He just has to really kind of like gum it. And me and Claudia laugh because he looks like an old tortoise getting a piece of lettuce. You go after.
False teeth.
Hello, did I lose you?
No.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have false teeth.
No. He refuses, and he's 94 now, so he don't care.
When did he lose them?
A few years ago.
So it's only been a few years.
Yeah. But he don't care. He's 94. He don't give a shit about anything.
Fucking wet dog food.
No, he
94.
He could gum his way through most shit. I'll tell you, he's pretty good at it. So
can you eat a steak?
Yeah. You gotta chop it up pretty good for him, but he'll fucking take it down.
You chew it up and spit it in his mouth.
When I was a little kid. I can remember Rocky Marciano used to come to our house on the South Side. And I remember one time he was trying to lose weight. He was actually trying to lose weight to do this simulated fight that he did with Muhammad Ali right before he died. They actually did a simulated fight where he fought him, and they actually got in the ring together. Yeah. And they did the thing. And it came out bad because they actually did the fight on the thing and said that Marciano won, and it pissed Ali off. But and this is right before he died. But I remember him coming to Des Moines, and my mom cooked him a steak, and he was eating the steak. He chewed it all up, and then he would spit it out on the plate. I remember sitting there watching him going, what's going on with this guy? Yeah, it was weird. Weirder than shit. But
maybe that's just what he said because your mom fucking steak sucked.
What I tell you, my mom's a saint. Stop it. Told you that. She was a saint of the cooking. Saint Pasticina or something like that was her name.
Everything she made was fucking.
Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you, her pasticina, her prosciutto, what else did she make there? She made the good pasta vazul.
How come all of a sudden you have this fucking East Coast accent when you name the foods?
Forget about it.
All of a sudden you turn into fucking Sopranos Italian.
Gabagool. I never got any of that. It's capicola. It's not gabagool.
Yeah. You at least the Midwestern Italians call it capicola.
No, that's what the Midwestern fucking Northsiders call it. Give me some of that capicola.
No,
mozzarella.
My dad. There's always in the warehouse. There were always these. There's always a group of Mexican girls doing the packaging projects.
Yeah, they're gone now.
And there was always one that they're gone now. There was always one girl who was like a full-time employee.
Yeah.
And she could speak it. She would be bilingual.
Uh-huh.
And then whenever there was a bigger project, they just get these friends of theirs that, their husbands worked and they didn't, and they just come and work for like a week and do these jobs or whatever. Well, if there was somebody's birthday everybody was bringing food. They did this shit. Every day sometimes they would all share and have all this food,
like a quinceañera every fucking day.
Nice. And it was my dad's. It was somebody's birthday, and so everybody's Billy, come and get some tacos or whatever. And so my dad would come in, and I just remember him going, "Oh yeah, somebody's Feliz cumpleaños.
Just fucking all of them.
I was like, Jesus, Dad, just don't even say the word.
Just
say happy birthday.
Feliz Nava.
Oh, fuck.
I find myself doing that, though. If you go to a really good Mexican restaurant and they bring you the food, I'll say gracias. I will.
Yeah.
Of course, I look like an old Mexican, so
I think that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
When people do that. Like, I don't think that the people working at the Mexican restaurant feel like you're one of them.
No.
Or like you get it.
No.
Oh, this guy gets it. He said gracias when I brought him his food.
I'll tell you what, when we were in New York, we went to some really nice Italian restaurants, and half the time I just fucking pointed at it on the thing because I didn't want to butcher it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll have the pasta.
You're afraid they go, what kind of fucking Italian are
exactly.
you?
Exactly. Yeah, I'll have that right there, right over here, this thing.
Yeah.
You get that on the north side. You got to say, I'll have a foot long.
What would happen if, so like the Mexican girl waitress drops your food off.
Mm-hmm.
You go gracias, and she goes, "Oh,
start talking. That's what I got.
Speaking Spanish to you.
Then I go, no hobblings.
Your fucking eyes just start swimming.
Turn on the pinwheels. No hobbles. No hobbles.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, habla español."
No, I just know. Thank you. That's all.
I wish to thank you for these tacos.
Where's your favorite Mexican joint in town? We got the Old West over here on Fleurs, pretty good.
It used to be El Rodeo.
Oh yeah. Oh, they had the best chocolate cake in the world.
There's a new place. Mm-hmm. There's a place. I think it's Isla de Cozumel. Something like that.
I'm sure you fucked that up.
And then there's a new one called Cowboy Mexican Grill. That's where El Rodeo used to be in my sort of neighborhood.
I thought El Rodeo was on. Okay, I know where El Rodeo is. That's on.
There's still one, I think, on Merle Hay.
Oh, okay.
Right off, not Merle Hay. It's on Douglas, but I think there's still one there.
Yeah.
But the one
South Side, there are fucking 30 Mexican restaurants.
There's 30 of them.
Post.
Yeah.
I mean, alone. It's crazy.
I feel like they're kind of all the same.
Yeah.
It just comes down to who charges what. Like,
you know what? I do this with Mexican restaurants. If the chips and salsa suck right off the bat, it ain't no good. You gotta have. I gotta have the good chips and salsa right off the bat.
We went to a new place tonight that had really good ones. That's where I was. It's Pico de Gallo and
where's that at?
in Johnston.
De Gallo.
It's the white version.
Pico de Gallo.
Pico de Gallo. Yeah, but it was really good, and the chips and salsa were amazing.
Oh, fucking Willie's frozen again. We got to figure out how to plug him in. So I think it's probably wireless.
Pico de Gallo.
Pico de Gallo.
That's like Italian restaurants too. You know, when you sit down, they bring you the bread. I want a little oil with the Parmesan cheese with the pepper.
Yeah. No, this place, Cowboy Mexican Grill, they have a mariachi band there.
There you go. That's about as real as you get. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like grandparents and their two little grandkids. And it's
do you know what RJ? Do you know what do you call it? RJ Hernandez, Ralphie Hernandez.
No.
He used to play basketball. His family had Mexican restaurants for years. His brother was Joe Hernandez. He played in the Cavaliers back in the day. RJ, I went to high school with him. He's a really good basketball player. But they got the band. They got the Mexican band. They're really good.
Joe has had a son, Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Jesse.
And Janie Hooper was in the band. And Tony
like
Valdez.
I knew all the
Cavaliers,
Hoopers and everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all them. I just didn't know him. I didn't know that side.
Well, it's funny because Joe was in the band and Cavaliers, and they were really good. They used to play for my brother all the time when he had the bars. But Joe get up there and he'd be playing the guitar. I go, okay, everybody, come on, everybody, sing. Come on, listen. You better fucking sing. You sing a god. He like would threaten the crowd. You know what I mean? It's like, sing a goddamn song, I'll kill you. You know.
I was with me and a buddy went and ate at that Cowboy Mexican grill, and mariachi band came over, and this little girl, do you want a happy song or a love song? And I just looked at my buddy and I was like, I want a love song.
And then you stared very awkwardly at the little girl,
longingly into his eye. I did a fucking stupid white person thing too. I might as well have said gracias too. Gracias. I asked if they knew Cielito Lindo, and so they played Cielito Lindo, and I fucking sang along with it the whole time.
Did you? That's awkward as fuck. Yeah,
that's my favorite. Yeah, I was like thinking they'd fucking walk away. Oh, he knew the words, huh? And they would think I was cool.
See, I would I'd ask him to do Lowrider.
Here's what I here's what I see. This is the white people shit that I hate. I just committed the crime myself. Like the same people that say gracias to the waitress at the Mexican restaurant, they're also the same people that'll use chopsticks at the Chinese restaurant just so fucking somebody can tell they know how to use chopsticks.
Yeah, you don't use the chopsticks.
You can't fucking tell me that it's not easier to use a fucking fork.
It is.
And you're just using chopsticks.
You know what? I go back and forth. Sometimes I use the chopsticks. Sometimes I don't. I don't know why. I'm just like that sometimes.
Why do you ever use them?
I don't know. I learned how to do it a long time ago, and I just kind of like it.
You just want to fucking prove it, don't you? You just want to fucking prove it. That's it. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, because it's
that's wrong.
It's way easier to get a piece of fucking sweet and sour chicken and get rice.
Well, I watched you eat with your fucking hands like a savage. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, when you would go to that Thai restaurant and you start fucking molesting the rice.
You're supposed to eat sticky rice with your hands.
Well, that's because you don't want nobody else to eat your sticky rice.
No, you fucking bring out the basket. Everybody just that's how Asian people do it. In fact, I remember one time we were at this. I don't think you were with me, but maybe you were. It used to be called the King and I. It was a Thai restaurant
on 22nd Street in West.
Yeah.
It's now called Eat Thai. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe you and I were there.
Yeah, it was us.
I know I was with somebody.
Oh, okay.
But I still don't remember who it was. And I got papaya and sticky rice, and I'm eating it. And the waitress was a white lady, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're eating the rice with your hands." Dude, she'll be so impressed.
And then you called her a cunt, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, "Listen, you stupid cunt! You don't worry about how I eat my fucking rice."
I'll tell you what. First time you ever did that with me is when me and you went to that Thai restaurant in Omaha we ordered the really spicy food.
Yeah, papaya salad,
and we almost killed that kid we were with.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I remember.
You know, the Funny Bone's moving back there next week.
I heard back to the
back that same spot, not the same exact spot, but they're
downtown
in
though.
No, they're moving back like the 114th again on Dodge.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never did that club. I only did the new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, they're moving back to that spot, which I don't know why. I don't sound like a good idea because hotel won't be as close.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll get another one.
We need to go back, me and you, and just so we can go do Todd and Tyler.
I agree.
Yeah, let's get on.
No, but so the restaurant, the white lady, she'll be, and then right then the owner of the restaurant, the cook lady, fucking looks up from the back, and she's looking around, and the lady goes, "He's eating his sticky rice with his hands," and she's like, "Oh, he know how." Fucking went back to cooking.
There you go. Validation.
So I was doing it.
Validation. Right. Yes,
I did it right.
That's right. Damn it.
And there's been many times when because I'll order that at a restaurant, and I will specifically tell them that I want it as hot as they'll possibly make it.
Yeah.
And when they see that you're white, they don't think you mean it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to ask for the Thai 10.
Well, what I always tell them is I don't want it white boy hot. I want it real hot.
You want a Thai hot.
And they always laugh.
Yeah.
And they fucking go in the back and then they bring it out.
I bet as a little boy, you probably ate your paschetti with your hands.
My paschetti.
Little Willie eating a paschetti with his hands.
I was all over the tray of the high chair.
You're 14.
I have to eat my paschetti with no shirt on.
That's always funny when those people bring their kids in. They're dressing them.
No shirt on.
Doing? Kids naked sitting there eating his paschetti.
His booster seat. Fucking spaghetti works. Fucking roach comes across his fucking plate. Just fucking.
Exactly.
All done, Mom.
Yeah, you're trying to get a good meal and you look over there and go, oh my God. It's like somebody murdered that kid over there. Jesus Christ.
I'm just in a diaper eating my biscuit.
Exactly. So you really, this is where you got to bring him, get him naked so he can eat in front of us so I can't fucking swallow a meatball now. God damn. We'll bring him child eat paschetti. God damn it.
Every fucking 2-year-old in the history of the world had to eat their biscotti with no shirt on.
That's right. Loaded diaper paschetti.
Oh God.
What kind of cunt brings our kid to a fucking Italian restaurant?
Fucking
rips his shirt off.
Eats their toddler biscotti.
It's right.
Out here in the public, civilized people.
God damn it. I'm not going back to the Olive Garden. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Gonna do that.
And then they just fucking change the kid's diaper in the middle of the floor.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I remember I had an aunt that would do that shit. We all be at my grandma's. We'd be at my grandma's.
My family was, you know what? You still shit your pants. You ain't coming out to eat. You stay home.
We'd be at my grandma's for like Sunday lunch or whatever, right? And my cousin was, I don't know, in diapers.
Yeah.
And everybody's in the living room. My grandma's house wasn't big.
Yeah.
And everybody's in the living room, sitting on the couch, fucking shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Eating their fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken, mashed potatoes and shit. And then all of a sudden, fucking, you would just smell. Oh. And my aunt wouldn't even take it with the other. She'd just plop that motherfucker in the middle of the living room floor. Everybody's got their plates of food.
Right.
She's fucking.
And comment on it too. Oh, you had it.
Yeah, just.
Honey.
Go, what the fuck?
Looks like you ate some corn.
Fucking take the kid in the other room. I think she's, and then she'd fold up the diaper, right, and
just leave it like over in the
just
corner.
set it there on the fucking floor next to her. I'll throw it away when I feel like getting up.
That's right. Let me just smoke my cigarette here in front of the child.
When I get my plate of food, I'll fucking.
She put the diaper on the plate of food.
Or she'd hand it to one of us. Hey, will you throw this away for me? She'd wait for somebody to be walking in there. I'd be taking I lost my appetite, so now I'm taking my plate back. Hey, throw this away for me.
You got a dirty diaper that she didn't fold well, so you've got some excrement on you.
Oh,
then you end up saying, I'm not eating here, and you go to a Thai restaurant, you order sticky rice, you put your finger in it. That's how people get diseases.
And now you know where your pink eye came from back in the day when we went to the Thai restaurant.
Oh, damn.
She would just fucking right in the middle of everybody, just not give a fuck.
Just got a cigarette dangling from her mouth while she's changing them.
Oh,
you just look at those old family photos and dirty diapers. Somebody smoking a cigarette. There's a little kid, no shirt on, sitting on his lap.
Exactly.
open beer can.
But but we're family. That's right.
Right.
Eating his biscotti. Or how about this? So this is another thing about my grandma's too. So you go throw the diaper away, you'd already fucking that, and then you'd open up the fucking fridge to get a Pepsi or whatever, you know, and then there'd be like a plate, and with like a piece of chicken on it that had been there for 5 days.
Mummified chicken. Look like Gene Hackman sitting there.
I feel like my grandma had Gene Hackman in her fridge.
That's not too soon. Too soon.
But did you have? I feel like that generation. So my grandma, she lived to be 90, I think, on the dot, and I feel like that generation, I think, because you know how we come along with technology, you know, I think for them, technology was like possibly not having a fridge to everybody having a fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Without a doubt. Yeah.
And then, you know, only having a radio to having a TV, you know.
Exactly.
But I feel like that generation, like they thought if you just put it in the fridge, it was all good.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
like there's no Tupperware.
It took to lose a couple relatives before you started to finally figure some shit out.
No, you got to do more than just put it in the ice box.
Exactly, in the ice box. That's right. And he died on the Davenport.
On the Davenport from some chicken that was in the ice box for too long.
That's right.
Oh, they had Tupperware. It was empty butter containers, and you put that in there. And you're not sure what you'd open it, and you'd be like, "I'm not sure what I'm going to open."
There was always that white film over the top,
dude. I used,
and they would just say, "Cut that away. It's fine. Just eat around it."
You know what? I use empty fucking Cool Whip containers and shit all the time because it's way better. You don't give a fuck what happens to them,
right? Yep.
Like it's way better. That's something the old folks had on. That's
when I grew up. My mother used to make meatballs on Sundays, all right? And I would be sleeping from being hungover the night before. And my mom, as she's making the meatballs, would come in and give me the raw meatball and say, taste that and see what it needs. And I, in my sleep, a little more garlic, or a little more pepper. But I used to eat raw meat constantly. And
my dad did too.
Yeah. Well, I think RFK might be onto something because
was it pink back then? Was it pink back then? Was the raw beef pink back then?
I think so. Maybe pink or red. I don't know what it was.
Well, because that's like coloring.
No. Okay.
Like when they color the meat pink in the store. Not in the store, but like for
but see, my mom mostly made it with ground beef. Some people used to use pork, so I mean, I don't think she ever used pork, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as a kid, I mean, we did that old take a shower, run outside in the snow with your hair. That kind of shit never hurt nobody. You know what I mean? I think I got most of my vaccinations, but I don't
George
know.
Carlin.
Yeah.
We swam in the fucking Hudson River.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Our immune systems had practice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's get a break. I've got 2 segments, and then our Willie, we've got our weekly AI segment. This is going to be a weekly thing that we're going to do with some AI. So,
all right.
And I've got a nice little comment to read you from Old Man Strength from the other night that somebody left. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that too. So let's get a break. Let's get a word from our sponsors, Revelton Distilling Company, Greenberry Realty, Kyle Lehman. Of course, all broadcast from the AKC Andrew Downs Marketing Studios. And then we'll be back with Am I the Asshole and some more stuff.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single-barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single-barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
All right, and we're back. All right, Willie.
Hey, one of these days you're gonna fuck up that transition. I'm gonna have my dick out.
Nobody's watching.
The screen's just gonna come on. I'm gonna be whoa.
Make sure you get real close to the camera, Billy.
Yeah. Look like Megamind.
Yeah,
he's big head.
I'd fuck me. You fuck.
There we go.
All right. Yesterday or Sunday night, you were on Old Man Strength, Willie. Yeah. You talked about your dad.
Yeah.
And I cut the clip of you talking about your dad and coming from Chicago and things like that. One of our other hosts on a show, tagged somebody named Craig Brooks.
Uh-huh.
And Craig said, must have been talking about his dad.
Yeah.
Said he talked about Lou and protected him against some aggressive police officers in the 50s. Mm-hmm. He said he always remembered him stopping by when he was 10 years old. He would give his grandma money and food, and he never forgot that.
I'll be damned. That's it's news to me, but yeah. Nice.
Very cool. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
So
tell him I said hi. Next time I have my mom, have him call in.
I will.
Talk. Yeah.
All right. Am I the asshole?
You keep the fucking neighborhood in check. You
That's
fucking
right.
deliver turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Then nobody gets mad at you for moiting people.
Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to stop saying my penis is too big? Right. Hold on. I'll read you the context. The other day, my girlfriend got drunk with her friends and they were talking about sex. My girlfriend mentioned something along the lines of, and this one guy I fucked was fucking big. While holding up her hands, it was a lot of space. My girlfriend turned to me and I think she realized that was too much information around me. Not going to lie, my girlfriend being so giddy about having hooked up with a guy with such a large penis kind of hurt my confidence. I didn't say anything, but I figured it was a me problem. Anyways, next time we try to have sex, she talks about how big I am now. Something she's never done before in our years of being together. I stopped her and asked her what was with that. I kind of put the pieces together, but wanted her to confirm it. She played dumb and just said she felt like saying it. Straight up asked her if this was about the other night, and she denied it. At that point, I was completely turned off and just didn't even have sex. She keeps bringing up my size when it comes to sex, and I told her I don't like being patronized like this. I know I'm not big. Specifically, especially nowhere near as big as the other guy was, well, according at least to her hand gestures. She keeps bringing my size up. At this point, I told her the second she brings it up, I'm done with sex. And at one point, she was riding me and mentioned my size, and I straight up told her to get off me. Am I the asshole?
At this point, yeah.
Well, he keeps having sex with her. I mean, that's the kind of thing.
When he's like, I said next time, I'm done with sex. Oh, yeah. So then what are you going to do?
My whole thing is, I mean, I've never, if you're serious about a girl and she's with mixed public and she starts doing shit like, I don't know, sounds like a cunt to me. I'm sorry, but
well,
I don't like girls like that. Nah, I don't want a girl to go around talking about sex with me or with anybody else.
Well,
I'm an old prude, is what I am.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I think she's an asshole for bringing it up, but he's kind of an asshole because he's not standing on his principle. He keeps on saying, "I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and but he's still doing it, isn't he? So
I think he's a pussy. Is what I think.
He is a pussy.
But at the same time, like he should be going, all right, I fucking get okay. Like,
or he should talk about his girlfriend. Oh, my last girlfriend was like this.
Yeah. But it's also kind of a him problem. Like, if he would have never said to her in the first place that it bothered him, like if he wouldn't have been so obvious about the fact that it bothered, because like she did this or whatever,
right?
And then looked at him, whatever his face said to her in that moment, made her feel like she had to overcompensate, right?
Correct.
So,
and two wrongs don't make a right.
Now he's just being a little bitch. At the end of the day, so dump her then and go find a girl that's never had a cock bigger than
what kind of pussy actually calls in to Reddit on something like that? This guy's really got a problem. Handle your business,
like, dude. This is some little bitch ass shit. Like, I know that we all want to feel like all of our significant others got impregnated before by like immaculate conception, and they never lost their virginity until us, and the only reason they didn't bleed was because they horseback rode or some shit when they were kids, or fucking hit a curb. They hit a curb on a fucking. They hit a curb on a boy's
really
bike.
In the deep waters here, Billy.
Yeah. They hit a curb on a boy's bike and busted their hymen. So that's the only reason, Otherwise, they were a virgin when they came to us. No body count whatsoever.
There you go.
This is the only cock they've ever even seen.
I feel like we should be on OnlyFans or something.
No, I don't think we qual. I don't think so. All right. I want to ask you guys a comedy hypothetical, and I'm gonna obviously show my ignorance because I don't know shit. But and Bill, I may or may not have mentioned that I watch a lot of Ari Spears on TikTok and some of his clips and things like that.
Did you ever see when he got bitch slapped on the Corey Holcomb show?
No.
Are you talking about Ari Spears?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
he got on the show. He was kind of drunk, and there was a guy on that's like a guest host with Corey Holcomb named Mo Williams or something like that. And Ari did a couple things, and then he just jumps up and starts pummeling Ari Spears.
I've worked with Ari Spears a lot.
Yeah. He's talented.
So
great impressionist.
I like his stuff. He does obviously a lot of what you do, Willie. He does some crowd work and things like that.
Great Tony Soprano.
So yes. So watching a clip, and this guy is walking back to his seat, and Ari begins to interact with him and talking to him and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Guy's got a Grateful Dead t-shirt on. Clearly big white hair. He looks
hippie.
like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So they cut back to Ari. He's talking to him, whatever. And they cut back in the clip. Same dude, different t-shirt. And I'm like, So immediately I go to the comments.
Yeah.
And I read a comment and somebody says, clearly that guy must be a plant and he must follows him and is a plant for the comedian. So my question is A, does that happen? Especially with that type of work? Is he planting people in his audience and then picks them out and runs automatic jokes that he has with those guys? And have you ever seen anybody do that before?
Okay. I first of all, Ari Spears is too good a comic, I think, to do that. I mean, besides the fact is you can always find somebody in the crowd that kind of fits what you need the thing to work for. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be somebody really specific. I mean, if you need to find a guy with gray hair, it's easy to, you know what I mean? I mean,
right. It was definitely the same dude.
Yeah, so I don't think Ari needs to do that. But I've seen comics plant people before to yell out something. I mean, I've seen that where there's a certain part yell this, and
I think in that particular situation, it's probably one of two things. One could be when the guy got back to his table, he just switched fucking shirts because. Did he talk about his shirt? Was that what caught his eye?
I noticed his shirt. So he was walking back on the first clip, and then when they cut back to him, he was still walking back to his shirt.
Did Ari had on the same exact stuff?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
So it makes me think that they cut.
Well,
filmed two different shows.
Yeah, I'm guessing what happened was something happened organically the first show. And Aries wanted to make sure that he got the footage. So they asked the guy to come back.
Okay.
And basically do the same thing.
Okay.
So that is less of a plant.
Okay.
That's more of a shit. I hope we got that.
Kind of a continuity thing, just to
Okay.
But I find it hard to believe that he'd be careless enough to not make sure the guy wore the same shit.
Was the joke that good? I mean, was it like?
Yeah,
I mean,
like you know what? I honestly don't remember because I've watched so many of those.
But
by the shirt. But I got distracted by the shirt and the comment that I was like, oh, I got to write this down because I want to ask the guys about
that. And so a plant, that to me, that's not necessarily a plant. To me, a plant is you literally, like Willie said, you have somebody in the audience, you want them to ask a particular, you want them to say a certain thing.
So that you can play off of it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Like it's coming off the top of your head.
Right.
Which is a fucking bitch ass, weak ass thing to do.
Yeah. Back when I first started back in the 80s, I mean, that shit was happening all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember comics used to play this game where they were going to be really drunk on stage and they would tell the bar, their part of the thing was I'm going to get hammered on stage and they would just have the people would bring them up just
fake shots.
Phony drinks. But that was part of the thing. I'm gonna slam some drinks, and the crowd's going crazy, and oh fuck, I'm drunk, and it wasn't real liquor, so that was kind of a bullshit thing there too.
Yeah.
Well, and like there were times where I would tell, because a lot of times, especially when you're doing like one-nighters and stuff, if you sell drinks, they want you back.
Exactly.
So a lot of times that that would get me in trouble because I would stay and party with everybody after the show.
Yeah.
Which would sell the bar a lot more drinks, and then they would want me to come back because they know I'm going to keep people in the bar and fucking sell drinks and yada yada. So there were times where I would tell them, if somebody buys me a shot, bring me a fake. I would be like, charge them for it, but bring me a fake. Don't.
Well, what I mean is, I've seen guys that actually build. Yeah, they build their act. I mean, you're just doing it
around
to help sell drinks.
Drunk. Yeah,
I understand that, but I've seen guys work their act around. That was part of the thing. Was you got to come see this dude because he's getting hammered, man. It's unbelievable how he keeps. That was part of the whole the persona, which was that. But you got to when you get off here, Chris, look up Ari Spears, Corey Holcomb.
Okay,
and watch him get just punched out. It's kind of funny.
It's also disrespectful to those of us who have really gotten that drunk on stage.
Exactly. Preaching to the choir here.
All righty. Our favorite segment. I even have a little intro for it.
2 men, 1 AI.
Ready?
Yeah.
Zero mercy. This is AI insults Billy and Willie. Warning: feelings may be hurt.
Start that again. Do that over.
2 men, 1 AI. Zero mercy. This is AI insults Billy and Willie. Warning: feelings may be hurt.
What's that all about?
It was AI generated, so I don't know what it was. It was
thinking. It was thinking.
Yes. Okay, so on social media the last few weeks, if you've been paying attention, you've been seeing some AI generated action figures of people. So I uploaded some photos of us and asked AI to generate us into an action figure. So here is I will show you the first photo that I choose of myself, and then I will show you what it generates. So here's the photo I chose for myself.
Very cool.
And this one sec. That didn't work. Sorry. Yeah, here we go. Pretty good,
Not
right?
bad. Yeah.
Not bad.
Old man strange.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. If it only would have got that name right, that would have been pretty cool.
Old man strange is.
Old man strange. Sounds like a pedophile in a fucking.
Yeah, he's lurking in a corner somewhere.
Right?
Oh,
Looks
boy.
like he might coach. Might coach a little soccer.
He's that guy that he's fucking with Chris. What do you call Family Guy guy?
So this is the one that the one that I chose for Willie.
Yeah.
And now we have this one. Stop screen. Come on, just let me share it better. Not bad. Right?
What? What is this? It looks like you're getting played by the fucking the midget from Love Boat.
It's my fucking
Fantasy
head.
Island or whatever.
I look like Tattoo as an old man.
Tattoo. You look like fucking Tattoo.
Holy shit.
The wine boss. The wine.
He actually looks like he looks like a lot of my cousins.
I thought that looked pretty good.
What's the name of that fucking show?
I'd buy that action figure. Love Boat?
No, it wasn't Love Boat.
Oh,
Tattoo.
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island. That was the name of it.
Hervé Villechaize.
It looks like a midget, dude.
I have a giant fucking head. I guess action figures do have big heads.
You were talking about your face getting bigger.
Yeah, my face is getting bigger and bigger. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it tracks. It tracks.
Bobblehead.
All right. So then this is the photo that I chose for Bill.
Okay.
Nice photo, right?
Yep.
It's one of my dope ass tracksuits.
It is dope ass. This would be what AI came up with.
Fucking Will Sasso.
Look at it. What is Hawa? It says Hawa.
He's got a 12-inch NC.
I look like a guy who can't fucking say his L's right and still is an adult.
If you go, you gotta go to fucking GNL Clothing and say I need a 40-12.
Sounds like Albert Fudd.
Oh god.
Let me holla at you for a minute.
Oh man.
What are those? I'm wearing like some fucking work boots.
Oh.
Let's see if we can put these side by side. Hold on.
Yeah, put them all together. Let's see what we got
Let's see if I can slide this together. Hold on.
I need a 46-inch waist and 20-inch
Look at that.
inseam.
It's not bad. That's pretty close.
You're gonna have to get them pants tailored. I'm telling you that right now.
Dude, you know what's fucking hilarious is this particular tracksuit. I wear a 2X, but all the size charts told me to get a 3X.
Mm-hmm. So is that a 3X?
Yeah, so the pants are actually really long, and I do need to fucking do something.
Well, there you go. That's what you need to do right there.
Here's what slays me is why does the AI always generate you as super fat? Did the Iowa State football guy 2 weeks ago? Yeah, last week.
I think you're typing this in there.
I am not. I swear to God, I'm uploading a photo. I swear to God. That's all I'm doing.
Make an action figure of this guy.
Right here. This is
fatter.
Nope.
Billy, how come Chris looks the best out of all three of us? Have you noticed that? Look at him.
Yeah.
He looks like fucking Jason Sedaris. Sudeikis. And I look like a
make
florist.
a toy figure of me off this picture. That's it. Now do this one.
Yeah, look, Jason Sudeikis, and then the fucking florist.
Now this one. That's all. You're right though. That does look like Will Sasso. That's scary.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's rate this image. Thumbs up.
Chris looks like. Why? See, for a guy that doesn't like Donald Trump, you try to look tough in your pictures.
I do have a lot of MAGA themed profile pictures. You're
He's
right.
got that nice square fucking jaw. Look at that.
What is it about fucking
fine jaw?
Have you noticed that the Trump's thing is to be tough all the time?
Oh yeah.
You notice that? Like,
oh yeah, yo, when you
everything he's always like got his.
Yeah. Look at that and say, would you like a nice board? This has a hint of raspberry with a just slight. Look at
Dude, I hate your nose so much in this picture.
Let's
I want to punch that fucking nose.
I don't blame you.
Let's try this.
You look like the kind of guy that would punch that nose.
Yeah, my action figure could beat up your action figure.
You're fucking murder me. Are you kidding?
my action figure looks like Butterbean.
There. Look at that. There's me right there as a child.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, there he is. All grown up.
I can't be happy with that.
You're all grown up.
Fuck.
Oh wait, this little guy. Look, this guy. There you go.
Why does he look like Odd Job? He looks like a fucking little midget Odd Job.
Fucking, I'm a little fucking ethnic fucking mini me.
Yeah, there's the full. There's the full picture right there. That is, that's. It's the same cheeks and everything.
You're like the most interesting man in the world under 5 foot.
Yeah, I know. Because after looking at those figures, my feet are just right below my suit coat.
Oh god!
That action figure definitely has gout.
And that is our segment called
2 men, 1 AI, 0 mercy. This is AI insults Billy and Willie. Warning: feelings may be hurt.
And they were.
I'm the only one.
I'll clean that up.
Get hurt in this scenario.
Make me look a little less gay, and
so I can't decide what that guy looks. What your guy like? Really, there's something that he looks like, and I just can't fucking. It's like a mixture of maybe it's a mixture of Tattoo and Robert Goulet.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, let's ask AI. Let's find out. What's that guy's name?
Did you hear? Goulet. Okay, I want to hear. Chris, did you guys hear? What's her name? McMahon, who's now head of education.
Yeah, called it A1 steak sauce.
She called instead of AI. She's talking to the people, and she says, "Well, we're going to get all the kids A1." She kept on saying A1.
Yeah.
And she's head of education.
She's a good one.
Yeah.
So I forget it was Jimmy Kimmel or something. They had all these little kids, and they kept handing them bottles of A1 sauce, saying, "There you go."
Make sure every kid gets some A1.
They did. They give a bunch of these little kids. They're going, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?"
All right, let's see how good AI is. I just put in what would Robert Goulet and Hervé Villachez look like as a baby.
As a baby.
Hey, Chris, is that the things where they take like
probably some morphodite, some
or friends or something, and they have like little babies? Is that what they do? Is that AI?
Yeah, that is AI. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That is. Yep.
What is?
When they take like Friends or they take Sopranos and they make them look like little kids.
Oh yeah.
It's still generating.
Morning.
Still generating. So
Robert Goulet.
I'm sure. Can you imagine the amount of stuff that gets typed into this and that it has to like process and probably think what is wrong with these fucking people?
Do you remember when Will Ferrell would do Robert Goulet on SNL?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Did you ever see when he was doing the rap compilation video and he dropped the N-word?
No.
Yeah, he did. He was doing Biggie Smalls.
Oh,
to the honey and getting money playing like dummies. I just wonder if he would do that now.
I don't think so.
While we're waiting for this, let's talk a little bit about our live episode we're going to have next month. We're pinning the dates down, but I've got some pretty cool stuff to talk about to you guys when we're done here. So make sure you stay on the stream real quick. But I think we're going to turn it into a nice charity.
Cool.
Charity event. Iowa Distilling Company does their charity nights on Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. So every dollar for every drink that they sell goes to a charity of a choice. So they're going to let us pick the charity. So
nice.
Nice.
So I think you two should come up with what charity we want to do that for, and we'll finalize the details and we'll start announcing that. So
I would say, I mean, probably my foundation.
That'd be fine.
The Bill Blank Foundation.
Sure. I can see where that'll help.
Dollar for every drink.
Me and Billy are doing a fundraiser Thursday night at the Funny Bone.
Shit, I fucking forgot about that.
For the police.
You know, I keep forgetting about it because I'm not on the poster.
Yeah. He didn't get you on the poster?
No, he called me. He called me and asked me to do it like a few days ago.
Yeah.
And I told him I wasn't going to do it unless he put me on the poster.
Nice.
Thursday
night,
Funny Bone.
Hey, Steve Hofstadter is going to be there on Wednesday, the 23rd.
This is true.
Yeah. So
you work on that, Billy?
We had him on our previous spot. So
yeah, we had him on the mental health on false starts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just ran out of gas. False starts.
Is he a pretty good guy?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I don't know.
I slept. Well, I would have slept in his apartment when I was in New York, but I was like, nah, I'm just.
Does he kind of aggravate hecklers to kind of get him to come after him?
No, he's not. He doesn't. He's been accused of it a lot.
But I've just seen some of his videos where.
And people say that he plants people, but here's what I know. He's, an Ivy League graduate. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He thinks quickly, but I think more importantly, when he writes, he's a political comic. He always has everything. Most of his stuff is political. And
is he liberal? Is he conservative? What is he?
Very liberal. Very liberal.
Yeah.
And so I think when he writes, he writes knowing what the counter argument is going to be.
Yeah.
And so he's prepared for what people will yell out just by anticipation.
That's just being prepared. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, like a lawyer, when a lawyer's writing an argument, they're thinking about what the counter argument's going to be.
Right, yeah.
And how are they going to counter that?
Yeah.
Right? So I think that what he does is he just writes, because, I'll do that myself sometimes where I'll write a joke and I'll be like, oh, somebody may say, like, a lot of times I'll think to myself, what's the but?
Yeah.
So I'll take some kind of liberty or some kind of poetic justice that might not necessarily be accurate for the sake of the joke. And so now I'm thinking while I'm writing it, okay, what am I going to say to the but person?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That's actually pretty smart. Are you going to go out and see him when he's there?
I probably will stop out and say hi. Yeah.
Okay.
Most likely.
Maybe I'll come out with. When's he there, Chris? Is it a weekend?
Next Wednesday, 23rd.
Oh,
I went and saw. I stopped out and saw Ian the other night.
Oh yeah. How was that?
Say hi. It was great. He's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
He's a cartoon character to me. Like, I've always loved Ian, and he's the only guy that I can, outside of you that I can watch do crowd work. Like, most of the time when I see somebody doing crowd work, I just know like, well, I know the best and you're not it. So like,
I've heard wonderful things about him.
Yeah. And Ian's crowd, a guy said that this is why I love the way people's brain, a comic's brain works. Why I love to embrace the way my brain works. And this guy said that he worked at General Mills, like he made frosting at General Mills.
Yeah.
Ian starts going, yes, General, I will make a profit. Like he goes in this whole like I didn't fucking see that shit coming at all. He's fucking like marching around, fucking talking about frosting and shit. It was fucking slaying.
That's funny. Talking about frosting and shit.
It was fucking great. Like, so that's just a great example of the way he's just got.
Yeah. Well, those guys too, and they're on the road all the time, so their chops get pretty cut up. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, he's just so. He's silly. He has so much fun.
Yeah.
Just being silly, and I don't know. It's so fun to watch him.
You know what? As you know from doing it as long as you have, that's a guy that's that polished, that's been on the road that long to still be able to bring that kind of, that whimsy to the show to where he still looks like he's having a great time when you know that he might be on the road for his 43rd day in a row. You know what I mean? That takes a lot. People don't realize, but it does.
But Ian's been waiting so long to have fans, to have like a fan base. And he's one of those guys that in this new kind of TikTok generation or whatever, he's one of the guys that's benefited from it that really deserves it. Yeah. So because we've gotten into kind of this crowd work world now where everybody loves the crowd work.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And that's all he's ever done. So all of a sudden he's been getting these high quality videos and he's posting stuff from every show.
I gotta watch him. I gotta check it out.
And now he's gotten really popular. So I think he genuinely is having a really good time now. That's cool. Because now he has an audience that's his.
Yeah.
Everybody's there specifically to see him.
I would do that too if I knew how to fucking do TikTok.
Yeah. Well, like he'll talk about his dogs, and the audience will know what he's talking about.
Sure,
like they're fans, they know the dog.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's cool.
Like they remember the dog, it's shit like that. So that's fun to see because he's had those chops for a really long time.
Yeah, he's finally figured out the media to make it all come together to where he can actually get his work out there where everybody can see it.
Well, and he brings that's kind of the new thing too. A lot of guys, that's why the career opener is hard to be at this point because like guys are bringing an opener that has a good camera setup and that will record all their shit for them and then cut it up for them.
What's the saying, Billy? When preparation meets
the definition of luck is preparation meeting opportunity.
And there you go. He's been prepared all this time, and TikTok has given him the opportunity. So he's put it together.
And so, but he's a guy that, he's a guy that's not going to be a one-time.
No.
They're going to come back and see him.
Yeah, he's been prepared for many years. So.
He can deliver the goods. He's not. There's that's always been a thing in this business when a guy blows up too fast.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, and it's no different with the TikTok stuff.
Let's not forget .fam.
Yeah.
That's what happened to old .fam.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And
God knows he could have been good.
I mean, there's a lot of guys. I'm trying to think of another example of somebody that was, super young.
Yeah.
Famous super fast and kind of went. But I mean,
I remember a story about what was his name? Paul Rodriguez. When he first started, he got famous really quick. Did like a Tonight Show or something, and they wanted him to do some special, and he actually turned it down because he said, "I know I'm not ready for this yet," and then came back later and then was ready for it.
That's good foresight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Could have ruined him.
Well, a lot of people they do it because they're thinking to themselves, when am I going to ever get another shot like this?
Well, yeah, when I auditioned for the Funny Bones and Improvs back in the day, it was one of those deals where it was a real roll of the dice because everybody said like, don't do this until you're ready because you don't know when you're going to get another chance.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Yeah. So like if you don't get past this time.
Yeah.
And I remember being really nervous about that for, and I got really lucky because I was able to book like a full week that led into it because they did that showcase on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I had a week in Ohio because you did the audition in Columbus, which is the flagship club, right?
Yeah.
And so you go to do that audition, and so like you're there, or I some other town in Ohio had a club. It was an independent club, and I got a week at that club, opening for Jim Wiggins. Good old Jimmy
old
Wiggins,
hippie,
the last hippie in America.
Yeah.
Jimmy Wiggins. And so I did that full week, like Thursday through Sunday, and then I only had the Monday off, and then Tuesday was the audition.
So your chops were
pretty
hot.
Sharp, yeah.
Your chops were hot.
And it was a 20-minute audition because he wanted, back then they wanted to know that you could do the time.
Exactly.
So it was like a real set, and I just remember I went ahead and I thought I was ready. So I was like, kind of now or never, and so I did it, and he had me stay there, and
you were living on Funny Bone stages for years,
and so we'll I'm gonna try to kind of move in that direction a little more here again because I don't know, it's one of those it's about time.
Yeah, it's like me. I've been doing so long, but I mean, I got into the point where, I just do the one corporate a week kind of thing. But when I go to Vegas and I get to work every night for 7 nights, I can really feel the difference. By Saturday night, it's like, man, I'm cooking, you know, and that's just, it's reps, you know what I mean? It's just doing it
And that's why I want to get back to that because I don't feel near as sharp as I was there for,
Oh yeah. Well, obviously.
And, so I'm just trying to, you just can't, as a guy in my position, you're just not famous enough. Like you're just fucking...
Did we ever find this? Did our AI guy quit?
What?
Chris, did our AI guy quit? Did he quit?
Did you just fucking say they can't find the goulet and tattoo?
Oh, you know what? Let me go look. I don't know. I got lost in your entire conversation.
You got lost in our eyes.
So interesting.
Yeah, got lost in your eyes. Hold on, let's look here.
Wasn't that Debbie Gibson? Was it Debbie Gibson or Belinda?
Oh my God.
Let me see.
Oh my God. It's scary how much it looks like that IE photo of you.
Oh no, I told you. It's like fucking tattoo. Ah! Oh, see? I fucking nailed it. I nailed it.
Oh my God.
I fucking nailed that shit.
That is too funny.
Holy shit.
Tattoo and Robert. I fucking nailed it, dude.
Jesus. What would Robert Goulet and Hervé Villachez look like as a baby?
Dude.
That one right there.
Did I not nail that?
Wow.
Now go up. Go all the way up. Go up to the... Yeah.
Here it is.
You guys like the same drink and everything. Same outfit.
Yeah, but what is it with AI and this whole situation? I'm starting to think it's a little less creative than we all thought.
All right, guys, we got to get out of here.
All right. So how do I stay on to talk to you later? Just hang up and
well, yeah, don't exit out.
I won't touch nothing. I'll stay here.
All right, guys, we're out of here.
God damn it, Willie, don't touch anything.
Peace.
Yeah, Willie, you made it to Costco.
Oh, you fucking unhooked this oxygen again.
All right, everybody, check out the rest of the content on the Three Beards Media Network, and we are out of here.
Love.
Bye.
Just a mic and a dream. Now we ride this circuit, chasing that scene. Every heckle, every cheer, every silent stare. Made a sharper, made us bolder. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome inside, where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the Vegas stage to the IAD grind, this comedy life is one of a kind.
and then the dude